Hello everyone, and welcome to the video that we want to talk about importing Excel file into Blazor WebAssembly project. If you've got a WebAssembly, Blazor WebAssembly project and you are after importing Excel file in that, definitely it's worth it to watch this video. Uh, at the time that I'm recording this video, uh, I had a search in Google and YouTube for videos about this topic, and I didn't find anything, to be honest, about Blazor WebAssembly. Many videos and articles are explaining how you can do that in Blazor web server application, but didn't find anything informative and straightforward about Blazor WebAssembly. So feel free to watch video and let's get started. Let's create a new project, a WebAssembly or WASM project. Select the Blazor WebAssembly app, type and click on Next in Visual Studio. Give it a name, something like import Excel file and click Next. Make sure here you choose .NET 5. If you have already a project which is using .NET Core version 3.1, what you need to do is upgrading to .NET version 5. And there is a walkthrough in Microsoft documentation. I'll put the link in the video description just in case if you want to access this Microsoft Doco page. And you can get through the different steps here and upgrade to .NET Core version 5 regardless of what you want to do in importing Excel file. The version 3.1 is a deprecated version, so that would be a good idea to upgrade your version to 5 at least. All right, let's continue. So target framework is .NET 5. And just want to configure the HTTPS, and that would be enough. Click on create. And wait for the project to be created. Okay, we've got the project template created. What I'm gonna do as a first step, I want to run the project, make sure before doing anything it is working. So press Ctrl F5 and see what's happening. Yeah, here you go, works. And this is a template Blazor WebAssembly project, which is created by default by Microsoft. We've got a fetch data page here, which is displaying a kind of grid data. What I'm gonna do is changing this page to read an Excel file and show the data in a tabular view like this one. Before doing that, I've got a sample Excel file. Very simple thing with 3 columns: first name, last name, and age. And it's stored in a location on my local computer. All right, let's go to the pages folder, and in the fetch data razor page, what we need to do for importing Excel file, we need to use a Nuget package. Most people use EP Plus package, and it was a really good package, and it is still a good package. But the problem about EP Plus is recently they've changed their pricing model, and in the new pricing model, they've added a non-commercial and commercial version. And if you want to use this application in production, you're not allowed to use the non-commercial version. So if you want to use a free Nuget package, what I would suggest is using NPOI. So if you right click on the project and choose manage Nuget package, go to the browse and look for NPOI. It's this one. This is a package which is free and helps you to import different type of Excel files. So I choose the latest stable version and click on install. Okay. It's done and installed in my project. Close the Nuget package screen, and now we can start coding here. The first thing that we need to add to this fetch data razor screen is an input file. Input file tag helps us to read a file from local computer. So input file, and what we need to do is adding an onChange event to that. Use the @ sign and import Excel file. This is a method that would be called when a file is selected. So we need to create that method in the code area later. Just quickly change this to import Excel file. Don't need this anymore. Let's leave this HTML stuff for now. Go to the code section, delete everything, and we need to create a synchronous method. So async task import Excel file, and we need to declare a input file change event args here. And we can now write our code here. Before writing the code to read the Excel file, we need to use some using a statement at the top of the page to import everything that we need here. So let's just go to the top, using system dot data is one of them. I want to use data table, so I need this namespace. Next one is system IO. We want to use IO stream. Next one is NPOI package, and then XSSF dot user model. We need one more, using NPOI dot SS and user model. Okay, we're good. In terms of using statement, come back here. What we need to do here is creating a stream to the Excel file. So the stream itself is in the e argument. So e dot file dot open read stream opens a stream to that file. Just store it to a variable like file stream, and because we can't work directly on a file stream because of the constraint in the NPOI Nuget package, we need to copy that stream into a memory stream. So what I do is creating a memory stream and new memory stream, and then use await file stream dot copy to async, and use memory stream variable here, and we close the file stream. At this point, don't need that anymore. It's copied to the memory. And last step is in memory stream, we need to set the position to the 0. So it goes to the beginning of the state. Okay, our stream is now ready. We need to declare a variable here from iSheet type. I want to name that sheet. It's clear it's used for reading a spreadsheet. Need to declare another variable, call it XSS workbook, and use new XSSF workbook, and we need to pass the memory stream to this. Now we can read the first spreadsheet, use this variable and get sheet at method. It's a 0 base index, so use index 0 to read the first sheet here because it's the first one. Okay, sounds good. Let's continue. Use iRow and define a header row variable to read the first row. Sheet dot get row, and again it's a 0 base index, so we read the first row in the first sheet of that Excel file, which is the header row. If you look at here, should be this row, and put it in a variable called header row. Now I want to declare a global data table variable. So data table, name it dt equal new data table. So we can access it in the HTML part to display the data table value, and we need a row list. Let's call it new list of a string to store each row values and then add it to the data table. I declare another variable for cell count and with the header row last cell number gives you the number of rows in the header row, and it should be basically the number of rows that you've got in your spreadsheet. Okay, we almost have everything that we need. Now we start iterating through the different rows and columns and collect data. So say for j equal to 0 and j less than cell count j plus plus. Oops. All right, looks better. Now declare a variable from iCell, call it cell, for example, and use header row dot get cell, read the value of cell j, and we add this to the database columns. So our dt variable dot columns dot add and use cell dot toString. So what we are doing basically here is adding the columns to data table variable based on the number of columns that we have in our spreadsheet. Now we've got another for loop to iterate through the rows and collect data for that. This one we need to start from let's say sheet dot first row number plus 1, because the first row is the header row, so we skip that one, and should be less than or equal sheet dot last row num. Perfect. Now declare a variable for row sheet dot get row gives us the row in that index, and then we need to iterate through the columns for that row. So we need another for loop I equal we say r dot first cell number and I less than cell count I plus plus. Perfect. All right. Now what we do here, we just use that list of a string variable I declared earlier. So it's called RL, and say add row dot get self index I this time, and dot to a string. And once this for loop is over, we check that if row list count greater than 0, we add it to the data table. So dt dot rows dot add, and say row list dot to array. And then we clear row list variable, and that's it. We are iterating through different rows and then different columns. Add each column value for that specific row to a row list variable, which is a list of a string. And once we iterated through all columns, we added that collected values to the data table variable here. The last part is changing this HTML section to accommodate the changes that we need. Let's just remove this part, and for here what we need to do is adding a for each here for each say data column in dt dot columns. For each column, what we need to do is adding a th tag and put the column name there. So call dot column name. So it creates our header dynamically, and we need to do the same thing for rows. So if I copy this and paste it here, just we need to use 2 for each loop here probably. So I copy this one, put it here, and for this one maybe we need a data row to iterate through the rows. Choose rows here, and we need a td tag for adding a column, and in that column we use row and then call dot column name and just use toString as well. I think it's pretty much done. So the first for each is iterating through rows, and the second one is iterating through columns and adding a TD tag to the table to display different column values there. Let's run the project and see how it goes. Let's Control F5. Go to the fetch data. It seems we've got a wrong open close brace. Let's quickly check here. Yeah, it's this one. Remove it, save that, and come back here. It's gone. We've got a choose file button here. If you click on that, you can choose your file. I've stored my sample on the desktop, and it should be a XLSX file. The code that I've written here is for XLSX file. This is specified by this class XSSF workbook. There are different classes here for different other type of Excel, like XLS. You can go through the NPOI documentation and find more stuff about that. For now, just choose this file, and here you go. The Excel file data are here. We've got column names dynamically here, first name, last name, age, and each row values as a table body. If I change something here, let's add a new column, say test and put value 2, 5, and EF on that. To save it first, come back here, choose the file again. Maybe I need to close the Excel file and choose the file again. Here you go. The new column is added here with the added value to there. Hopefully this video helps you to import Excel file if you've got a Blazor WebAssembly project. Thanks for watching this video. Bye.